Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a strategic blueprint for businesses. The ones that want to do more than just grow. They want to build something that actually lasts. It's called T.I.S.S. And believe me, it's a really powerful way to turn that big ambition into a rock-solid, scalable reality. So here's a question I bet a lot of you have asked yourselves. Is your business really growing, or is it just getting more complicated? It's that classic problem, right? Every single step you take forward seems to add this whole new layer of complexity. It's a struggle so many founders and leaders know firsthand, especially trying to keep up in today's crazy fast tech-first world. So before we even get to the how-to, I think it's really important to get real about the hurdles. What are modern business leaders actually up against, day in and day out? I mean, these challenges, they just don't stop. You're trying to navigate daily growth, you're juggling complex operations, you're trying to figure out which tech to even use, all while somehow planning for long-term sustainability. It can feel like you're just constantly plugging leaks on a ship in the middle of a storm, right? Instead of actually building a stronger boat. And that is exactly where having a real structure, a real framework, can finally give you the clarity you need. Okay, so how do you actually make that shift? How do you get out of that reactive, day-to-day firefighting mode and start, strategically building that stronger ship for the future? Well, this is where a framework called T.I.S.S comes into play. It's literally designed to be the blueprint for that exact journey. It's a clear, purposeful way to think about structured success. So let's break it down. What does T.I.S.S.S actually stand for? It's technology, infrastructure, scalability, sustainability, and systems. And here's the key. Don't think of these as just a random checklist of things to do. Think of them as 5 deeply interconnected pillars, building blocks for a truly resilient business. And this quote here, it just nails the whole point. It says, "The goal is to help businesses grow and create opportunities." See, this isn't about creating processes just for the sake of having processes. No way. The entire mission is to use that structure, the technology, the infrastructure, all of it, to create real, tangible opportunities. It's about turning a solid foundation into actual, sustainable growth. All right, so let's dig a little deeper into these 5 pillars. How do they actually work together? We're going to break down what each of these really means in the real world. Okay, now what's so interesting here is that this isn't just a random list. There's a deliberate flow. It's a sequence. See, it all starts with step 1, technology. But for that tech to work, you need step 2, a solid infrastructure. Then, that foundation is what lets you achieve step 3, smart scalability. But that growth has to be balanced with step 4, sustainability, right? For long-term health. And then, tying it all together, making the whole machine run smoothly, is step 5, systems. See how that works? Each step builds on the last. It's brilliant. All right, so that's the theory. It sounds great, right? But how does this framework actually solve that real-world chaos we were talking about earlier? Let's connect the dots here, from the problem straight to the payoff. And this is where it all just clicks into place. Look at this. If you feel like your business lacks structure, well, the systems and infrastructure pillars give you that skeleton you need. If your growth feels stuck or slow, scalability and technology give you the roadmap and the engine to get going. Feeling totally overwhelmed by all the tech choices out there, or all your tools don't talk to each other, the framework forces you to focus and integrate. And what about high operating costs? That's where the sustainability pillar comes in, pushing you toward real efficiency. When you really get down to it, using a framework like this, it's about so much more than just hitting your numbers for the next quarter. It's really about elevating your whole mindset, shifting from the immediate to the stuff that's truly built to last. And that brings us to what might be the biggest idea of all here. This is about shifting your focus from just building operations to building a legacy. It's about getting away from just putting out fires and applying temporary fixes, and instead creating something that's really going to endure. An institution, not just another business. So this T.I.S.S model, it's one powerful blueprint for turning a big vision into a real victory. It gives you a structured way to think about how you grow and how you build resilience. And that really just leaves us with one final question, a question for you to think about. What is the blueprint for your victory? How are you going to architect your success?